what is up? It is I, Link, coming at you with some Sion gameplay. The reason I picked up Sion is I went up against an AD Sion, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So I decide to pick him up and see what I can do with him. Well, this game, no one decided to be mid, and I'm like, okay, well, AP Sion. This was my first game as Sion. If you guys aren't going to be able to tell by how bad I am at him, or how good I am, I really don't know how to play him correctly. I pick up his shield at level 1, like you're supposed to, and what I've realized over the course of playing with him is he's a bully in lane. If he has dominance over his lane, he pretty much keeps it. There's no way of taking it away unless you can hurt him. He has scaling MR and, well, scaling normal armor, but that's, yet again, normal. He's got both of those at scale, and his ratios are pretty high. I mean, late game, my shield blocks quite a bit. I mean, look at that right there. It's about 80, 90. This is, yet again, 80, 90. These two here are interesting. I'll get to those later. Now we're going to speed up now, because I am just going to sit here and help with the blue buff. Now this takes 10 seconds to arm, so I do wait a couple seconds after 10. Actually, I did it on 46. So it'll go off about a second after that happens. Giving a nice leash to the Xin Zhao, and off to my mid. My mid was a brand. But enough about this. I'm gonna go down to bot where stuff's already very aggressive. We have two AD carries. We have Draven and Tristana. One thing I have to say, Draven free week. That is all. There's just a crap ton of bad Dravens, and people play him as a solo top, which I don't really see how that's possible or how it's good. I mean, the enemy one, I'll get to him in a second. But the reason we're staying down here is because it's a Tristana and a Draven versus a Caitlyn and a Shen. Now, Caitlyn and Shen's a very deadly combo. Now, I don't think they actually did it this gameplay, but I just thought of it while I was actually watching this. So you have your Caitlyn sitting there, but then you have your Shen. Your Shen taunts through them, pulling them toward you into a Caitlyn trap. This is allowing Caitlyn the whole time to attack you and hammer you with her abilities. So we're going to have Shen go in there, taunt the Draven, but he is going to be hit with a couple abilities, hit with the Ignite, and given the first blood to Tristana. But the Caitlyn's not having that, giving the Ignite to the Tristana. Gonna miss her Q, get her with the headshot, and get Draven with a basic. Now, me and Xin Zhao over here, going to be going in after the brand. I land my Ignite, my shield's ready, he does flash away, and we do take a turret shot each for being reckless. And then we have our Singed up here, who was actually the guy who was, well, this was actually recorded on Fan Day Saturday, along with a video that hopefully will be out tonight. If it's not, it'll probably be tomorrow. He was in the Ventrilo. It was fun playing with the Singed. He really didn't do much. I mean, he did go perfect. He didn't die a single time. Well, we'll keep an eye on him. He does really well later game. And for early game, he has, I think it's 2v1. They don't have a jungle? Yeah. So as for it being 2v1, their Warwick is kind of roaming, if anything. But being 2v1, he still manages to do really well against most of the team. Now, back to Sion being a complete bully in lane. There you go, he gets a kill. That was kind of inevitable. He was already low in the smoke. So, Sion being a bully in lane. What gives him this ability? This ability is quite interesting. He gets the scaling MR, and he gets the scaling defense, along with the shield that scales on his AP. As you'll see, I managed to hit him. Didn't want to waste my flash, and it actually does get deteriorated. So he's got scaling MR, and he pretty much gets more tanky. He's got this passive, which has a 40% chance of reducing damage that comes in. It's really strong. He's got his stun, that's every 12 seconds. It costs a lot of mana, but it has a nice stun time. Now, hitting him with the shield, and with that, I'm allowing my minions to do quite a bit of damage. I didn't want to go in there. Xin Zhao coming in, pretty much full, using his E. W? His E is his battle cry. No, wait. His Q's his knockup, his W's his battle cry, and his E's his dash. Yeah. I think. Anyway, Sion being a bully in lane. So right there, that's a good example. He's got that shield that comes up every 7 seconds. After the cooldown, of course. So I'm picking up double Dorans early. Give me extra health, mana, and ability power. So you'll see that this is already 250. Doing 250 damage early game is quite difficult if you ask me. Also, why is this Tristana not helping Zen? That's interesting. Seriously, is she low? She's not even low, what the heck? What is this? Wow. A dick move on her part. He's got the stun, which allows him to make up the ground for the damage from Death's Caress. Now, Death's Caress, as you're going to see, I can take quite a beating right now. Give me a nice chunk of health. Gonna just walk right through his Pillar of Flame. And once it explodes, 3, 2... Oh, I activated it early. It pretty much allows you to clear minion waves with ease. Now, we're going to go to his E, which is a very, very good passive. Enrage. It costs health on cast, but it's only 6 health. And by cast, I mean every time he does a basic. Also, fail lane gank. He literally just walks right up. It gives him extra health depending on the CS. So if my shield kills all these minions, all 7 or 8 of them, I'm going to get 8 health. But later game, it scales higher and higher and higher. Which, by the end of the game, he could have a free full stack Leviathan or Warmogs minus the regen. It's part of him that keeps him scaling well throughout the game. I'm going to activate my ulti here, which I haven't gotten to yet. But we are going to go after the Warwick, but the Warwick is going to try and stay behind, because that Xin Zhao is just waiting to land a hit. Okay, I think it's time for my ulti, since it is just kind of radiating over Sion. His ulti is Cannibalism. This gives him quite a bit of attack speed and lifesteal, along with allowing my partners, or my teammates, to actually heal when they're around me. This pretty much nets you a lot of extra defense and sustainability in lane, along with his health buffs, which, as you can see, mine's at 22, my CS is 29. This is kind of bad for this long, though. Anyway, this is really good. I'm actually debating Sion, or not Sion, Singed up there getting another kill on the Draven. But one thing about Sion is maybe getting a Nashor's Tooth after you're done with this initial build. The initial build that I thought of, I'm not sure, well, I'm not really thought of. I mean, let's go to the shop. I don't remember the hotkeys. It's P. I do this part of it, but I don't do this part. So, Rabadons, and I turn this into a Lichbane. I could turn it into a Trinity Force, which will give him extra attack speed, attack damage, and that. And then I could also build it into a Trinity Force, and I can also build it a Nashor's Tooth, which will give me more attack speed, which will help with my Cannibalism. Also gives him extra move speed for... Yeah, I just thought of a better build. Trinity Force instead of going for a full-blown Lichbane, which does give the movement speed, but you lose. It depends on what you want to go. If you want to go hybrid or not, I would honestly go toward the more health option than the more damage, because Sion's health, it's debatable actually at this point. Okay, I haven't done enough speeding up in this one, and I have to make sure these are nice and short, because the current upload I'm using only lasts for 3 hours before it shuts off. So we are going to speed this up. I'm going to just push tower, as the Draven's going to be pushed up yet again, not learning his lesson. Xin Zhao's going to come in here, use his dash. That Draven's going to use his ulti and not get a single kill. Beat me back in mid. Already having him at low health, and down bot being pushed back as top takes a turret. One thing I do like about Draven, actually, I think I have a Draven gameplay soon. Or, I have a Draven gameplay I saved up. I'm just waiting to use it. One thing I like about Draven is he's got good escapes, good CC. He's got pretty much good everything. I do kill the Warwick with the gaze. I should have focused the camera on that one. Camera focuses Y, yep. Pretty much the Warwick just ran through the jungle and I picked him off with Cryptic Gaze. Now, look how much damage I did right there. I did 145 plus whatever the extra was. Now here we go. The Shen, the Caitlyn, and the Brand all going to attack me. I'm going to flash over the wall, turn on my shield to mitigate any damage. The Caitlyn ult comes in, shield absorbs all of it, but what was that? Yep, he followed me to the bush and landed a hit, which really does suck, honestly. Draven now has my blue buff, and now Singed in here all by himself. Gonna activate his ultimate and just run through these people. Gonna get stunned by the brand. Gonna just keep running and running and running and running. While the Xin Zhao's in there killing everything. Does flash out, and does he make it? No, he doesn't. The Warwick's Q does put him out of his misery. Singed does get away with pretty low health, if you ask me. They all are actually going down bot to go and destroy them, while I'm here with my shield, and it actually does pop. I do land my Ignite on the brand, which, why didn't it even do damage? He stays here long enough for me to land my Q and instantly kill him. Draven throwing his ulti, trying to snare my kill, or steal my kill. So we're going to go after Dragon now, but that's nothing important. I just stay here because I see the Caitlyn, but Caitlyn decides not to. Smart girl. Now, you're going to realize that I went with Ninja Tabby. The reason I went with Ninja Tabby is because, yet again, he has scaling match resist, and their team had a lot of AD. Actually, their team was almost all AD besides Brand, who I can easily counter with a couple shields. Now, I'm actually considered considerably weak for how fat I am. Not really. I should slow this down for the team fight. Well, team fight's over. Pretty much for how, air quotes, fed I am, I'm not doing too well on items. I'm farming up right here to grab myself a needlessly large. As you can see, my CS is 70, and this gives me a 64 health bonus, or 66 health bonus. This isn't set level 1. I think at higher levels it gets up to 5 health or 3 health per kill. That is just ridiculous. Because you just have a Sion that's just pushing lane. He gets more tanky, and it scales unlimited. Just like Nasus Q. We're gonna have Draven come in here, pick up the Warwick. Tristana died to the Shen. I'm gonna just look at Shen, he's gonna melt. Now I'm gonna chase after this Brand. This Brand is gonna get away, throw his pillar up, and I'm just going to go back into lane and push this lane up in about 3, 2, 1. That's one thing that he's really good at, is helping lanes get pushed back. So we have the Brand going in and killing our Draven. Yet again, Draven free weak. What do you expect? Now another team fight does break out. Now we are going to pick up the Caitlyn. It is going to be me and the Singed. Singed is going to activate his ulti. I'm going to get stunned. I'm going to activate my shield in a matter of seconds. There we are. After I did stun I stunned the Warwick. The Tristana knocks, I can't remember who over the wall, Caitlyn. I'm going to land my Cryptic Gaze on the Shen. The Brand is going to stay, for some odd reason, flash and allow me to hit him with the Cryptic Gaze yet again. Man, Sion must be really ugly if he just looks at people and they die. And it's like this weird aura. But enough of that. We are actually almost reaching the end of this gameplay. So that's pretty much my thoughts on Sion. He's a bully, he's strong, he's not mana hungry unless played way too aggressive. Same thing with Ziggs. Oh, funny story for those of you who actually are watching the whole thing. I was playing a game, and this Ziggs kept wanting blue buff. I was Shaco, and I was going gank happy that game. I did not have low replay on at the time, so you aren't going to be able to see it. But I was going gank happy. I literally was just going gank after gank after gank. I needed blue buff. Well, I took blue buff 3 times from him out of 3 times it spawned, and he's like, blah, 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 I need that. I'm like, just build a Rod of Ages. Ziggs does do well with a Rod of Ages. It doesn't give him that, it gives him that late game sustainability for mana. It takes up an early slot for how much damage he can do, but you can easily mitigate that by building Rabadons and then going straight into like a Zhonya's and Abyssal. The reason I go with Zhonya's and Abyssal is, yet again, make him more tanky, because he has a Rod of Ages. And then you already have your Rabadons. Right there's a mass of ability power. And then the other thing you can do, actually the team fight's about to break out. So we are going to have the Warwick kill our Draven in a matter of seconds. Singed in here, getting hit with Ignite. I'm going to be in here with my shield up. My shield is going to go down. Now it is just me, or it's just Singed over there going after the Warwick and the Brand. It's me in between everyone. I'm gonna sit here with my shield on, hopefully getting it to go off. I do not. They are all gonna focus me, and I'm going to die. But the brand is going to be shut, or I'm going to be shut down. But the brand is going to be killed by the Tristana. Now it's the Singed turn. Singed is going to continue to run, put his smoke trail or poison trail everywhere. Now there's going to be the Shen, who he is going to get away from. The Xin Zhao does land a kill, and does he get a second one on the Shen? Yes, yes he does. Now we have this happening. Yep, that's pretty much what it was. Anyway, back to this Ziggs thing. So you have those 3 items, Rabadons, Sorcerer's Shoes, and either a Morello's. I'd recommend the Morellos, but if they're building MR, just make a Void Staff. There you go. Perfect build, self-sustained, don't need blue. You shouldn't need blue as Ziggs in lane. 90 plus whatever. Anyway, if you enjoy the content provided, leave a like. If you want to stay current, subscribe, and I will talk to you all later. It froze again, didn't it?